Chargers fans, thank you all very much for tuning into my very first Carter Speaks Chargers video. Today, I will be covering the Chargers versus Chiefs Sunday football. I think to go into Arrowhead and, first of all, beat the Chiefs. Second of all, sweep the Chiefs. Third of all, eliminate the Chiefs in playoff contention is honestly something that I've dreamed of as a Chargers fan with this rivalry between the two Chiefs and the Chargers. I feel like the Chargers always, let up at the last moment against the Chiefs. We'll have the lead. We'll look like we're going to win the game, and then we'll let up. We'll lose the game. The Chiefs will, come back. Patrick Mahomes drive down the field, score a field goal. And that's how it kind of felt every single year up until this year. Week 1, Brazil, we kind of dominated that game. I don't think I really felt for a second that we were going to lose that game. Of course, I wasn't confident that the game was over. I was just like, wow, we look better than the Chiefs. We're playing better than the Chiefs. I was confident we could win that game. This is your Chargers versus Chiefs Week 15 NFL breakdown. All right, so we have your Chargers at Chiefs final 16-13 on Sunday football. I mean, it was such a good win that it made me feel healed of all my past Chiefs letdown and traumas that I no longer fear the Chiefs. I think this is the start of us taking the division, first of all, and us making a standpoint in the AFC West. But the last 5 years we've been picked to win the AFC West. We've always let down. We had Brandon Staley. Fire Brandon Staley. Let's get those chants back up. That guy was a nightmare. Brandon Staley might have been the worst thing I've ever experienced in my life. But guess what? You have to go through hard times to get good times. And guess what? We have Jim Harbaugh, Jesse Minter, Joe Ortiz, Chef Ortiz, It's just all looking up from where we first started with Brandon Staley and Tom Telesco. Tommy T, discount Tom. 16-13 is your final. Chargers take down the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead, eliminating the Chiefs from playoff contention. The one word to describe this win is gritty. The Chargers went into Arrowhead, kicked down the Chiefs, swept the Chiefs, eliminated them from playoff contention, and I just think that goes to show that we're not afraid of the Chiefs anymore. I think this team has always been on the cusp of beating the Chiefs. I just don't think we've ever had the team. Actually, I don't think we've ever had the coaches. I think this year was really the standpoint out of, there's a culture change. Like last year we had Jim Harbaugh. It was a start. You could definitely tell it was a culture change. But this year, it's different. It's a different vibe. This is a Jim Harbaugh team. We're running the football. We're passing the football efficiently. At least we were. Now with our O-line 32nd ranked in the league, it's not good. It's been a tough watch for Justin Herbert to be on the ground every snap. It's very hard to watch that and say that we're going to go far in the playoffs. I believe in Justin Herbert to carry us to the playoffs. We're 10-4 with a 32nd worst ranked O-line. You can't really ask for anything better. He's playing winning football. He's clutching drives. He's winning football games. That's what everyone's gripe was about him. He wasn't winning football games. He's not clutch. Even though he's not clutch is the worst inaccurate description of Justin Herbert in the entire world. 19 game-winning drives since entering the league. Not clutch? What are we talking about right now? Justin Herbert is one of the most clutch quarterbacks in the league. Justin Herbert, 19 for 29, 65 passer rating, 210, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 91 QBR. Not a great day by Justin Herbert standards, but I mean, he willed us to win. Simple as that. That, end of second half drive where we drive down the field, that beautiful deep H-bomb to Trey Harris, beautiful throw. Then that beautiful throw to KLS in the end zone. That really what swung the momentum. Yeah, it was our only touchdown of the game. It was also why we took the lead. It was also how we won this game, I think Omarion Hampton and Kamani Vidal are an insanely good running back combo. I'm very sad that we didn't get to see Omarion and Najee really. But Kamani Vidal showing out in these last couple of weeks, might I just say, he's looked amazing. This game wasn't the best because obviously Omarion took most of the snaps. Kamani Vidal and Omarion Hampton are a 1-2 power combo that are disgusting for teams to stop. And we saw that in the first drives. The Chargers ran the ball, I think, 15 times, it felt like. They just ran the ball. They couldn't be stopped. It felt like Omarion Hampton and Kamani Vidal were getting 10 yards to carry in that first drive. They did not have a game plan to stop them. Yes, later on, they obviously were not as efficient at running the football and getting as much yards, But I just think seeing that potential of them running back to back to back, smash mouth football, like, you can't stop that. That's like OG Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. This is what this gives me vibes of. Just back to back to back. You just can't do it. And then guess what? You have Justin Herbert passing to Ladd McConkey and Quentin Johnson over your head. Trevor Penning. Wow, I can't believe Trevor Penning's on the receiving list. He on that try for the touchdown. I can't blame him for trying, but yeah, that was a bad effort. It's just week in, week out, he shows that he is our tight end number one and that we made the correct pick. I mean, this kid has a bright future. I'm so excited to see next year with an actual good O-line. Hopefully, if Jim Harbaugh and Joe Ortiz don't smoke meth this year, hopefully they cannot re-sign Bozo, man, and let's draft a center, or let's actually sign a center. I don't care who we do. Anything's better than Bozeman. Doesn't matter what we do. Anything's better than that guy. But Rondé Gadsden has been a complete and absolutely reliable tight end since we've drafted him. I mean, since he started. He's just been insane. I mean, nothing but praise for Rondé Gadsden. KLS had, the one touchdown in this game, and I will say this. I was so high on KLS coming into the season after hearing all the training camp reports and all this. And then him kind of not dropping off a cliff, but just we don't really see much of him. It was a little saddening because I was like, okay, this guy KLS, we just got an absolute steal. He's going to be a top 15 receiver in the league. Like, that's what he was looking like in training camp. And he kind of fell off a little bit. I just think the playbook, I think that was the reason why he didn't get that much playing time. But I think KLS and where's Trey Harris on this list? Trey Harris should be on this list. I don't know where he's at, but Trey Harris, Keandre Lambert-Smith on that second half drive. Keandre Lambert-Smith with the great kick return, and then Trey Harris that deep bomb, and then KLS that touchdown. I think that was just a beautiful play drive by Greg Roman too. I'll give you credit there, Greg Roman. Kamani Vidal, 1 reception, 15 yards on that screen call by Greg Roman. I will say that was another very nice play call by Greg Roman. But then he never called it again. I don't know why, but you got 15 yards on the first drive. Why not try it again and see if it works, see if it doesn't work on a first down? But, it's Greg Roman for you. What can you expect? Ladd McConkey, 2 catches, 20 yards. He's been kind of non-existent this year. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if it's an injury. I don't know if it's the plays that are keeping him out of the offense right now, but something needs to change. He's our number one. It's not going to change. QJ isn't our number one. Keenan Allen isn't our number one. It's Ladd McConkey. He's a top 15 receiver in the league. I mean, if I'm being biased or not, I don't know. I don't think I am. Ladd McConkey is incredible. His route running and his speed and his catching are just insane. He's had a drop off this year. He's had a sophomore slump, but I think most people do. So I'm gonna give him credit where credit's due. He played amazing a couple of weeks ago, and I think he just I think it's the plays that are keeping me on the offense because I just can't believe that a Ladd McConkey is just not as good as he was his first year. Now, the beef and the butter, the defense. I think this defense has really turned a corner since that Jags game. That Jags game in the bye, I think, really flipped a switch in Jesse Minter's mind where he's like, okay, this is not how we should be playing football. But I will say this about Jesse Minter. That last drive of the game with Patrick Mahomes before he went out injured, when they were driving down the field and we were running zone coverage and we're just letting them get 5 yards, 10 yards, 10 yards, first down. We need to run the clock. Let's play man. Let's send blitzes. Let's play man. I know you want to run zone, Jesse. I know that's your thing. Let's play man. We have a really good DB core. Put Derwin James on Travis Kelce. I don't know why Cam Hart and Marlowe Max were on Travis Kelce on that last drive. Let's never do that again. Next year, if he doesn't retire, keep Derwin James on Travis Kelce all game. You see what happens when you have Derwin James on Travis Kelce picked, and that's a dub. Like, let's keep Derwin on Travis. I don't know why on that last drive he was nowhere on Travis. It was just a really weird play call, and I was kind of getting frustrated with Jesse. I was like, Jesse, if we lose this game, this is your fault. You're calling really bad coverages right now, and they're just kind of eating your defense up. But Dayon Henley, man, I mean, he's been a stud. He's been our linebacker one. He kind of has had a little bit of a slump, mid-season slump. But the first couple of weeks he was playing incredibly like a top 10 linebacker, and now he's finally starting to get that spark back after the bye. I think this whole team is just so refreshed and energized after the bye that it's just insane. It feels like a new team we're watching. And it's like, okay, maybe we can actually go far in the playoffs, even with this bad O-line. And I couldn't ask for a better performance from Thule. He has just been incredible, since we drafted him. That first year when we had Joey and we had Khalil, he was, the backup, but, he was still playing really solid. We could see a future in this kid. But this year and last year, he's just really stepped up and shown that, he is a really good edge rusher. Tiert's our best D lineman, arguably. I think Jamari Caldwell is also in that conversation for best D lineman. Jamari Caldwell has been an insane steal from the draft this year. I think Jamari Caldwell has played really, really good football. And most of the games I see him getting double teamed, and that's an amazing sign. Obviously, not an amazing sign seeing your D lineman get double teamed. You don't like that. But I think a rookie getting double teamed really says something about that kid's skill and just how he obliterates the run. When Jamari Caldwell is on the field and he's not getting double teamed, he obliterates the run. He's a really good run defender. Obviously, he's like 350 pounds, so he's not going to get to the quarterback that much, but he's still an insanely good D lineman, very good pickup from the draft, and very solid all-around D lineman. Cam Hart just continues to play solid football. He'll have some games where he's like, ooh, he got burnt a little bit, but then he'll come back, make a pass, block up, and he'll be like, okay, this guy's a stud. So Cam Hart is Cam Hart. Denzel Perryman. This guy looks like he's in his prime. He's making 10 tackles a game. He's just insane. Denzel Perryman, all he does is just boom, 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 boom. Smash mouth linebacker. He will hit you hard, and he will hit you fast. Pause. Denzel Perryman is really, really good at run defense, and it's just every week I watch him out there and I'm going out there, he's stopping running backs from getting more than a yard. I'm like, wow, this guy is just, he looks like he's 25. Good on Unk. Tony Jefferson, absolute BS ejection. Should not have got ejected. I completely disagree with it. Tony Jefferson, we got your back, Unk. You are a stud, dude. Watching that video of you in the tunnel and Derwin and Dayon celebrating after that win was just like, dude, Tony Jefferson bleeds Bulls. Like, he loves the Chargers team. You could just tell. He loves this team. And I think Tony Jefferson is actually slowly climbing as one of my favorite players. Those hits on Sunday, this guy's playing like he's 22. He's playing like he's a sophomore in the league, and he is in his prime. It's insane what he's doing right now. Re-sign him for another 3-year contract. Please and thank you. Tariq's still my favorite corner on this team. He's just got swag. He's a dog. He's so good. 6th-round pick. I had no idea who the kid was when he was drafted. I was like, Tariq still who? And now he looks like one of the best cornerbacks in football. It's just he's locked down. He's so underrated, and he's not appreciated enough by the rest of the NFL. Justin Aboigbe, solid performance. From what I saw, the box score doesn't really show it too much, but he had a really solid eye test performance. Derwin James, monster game like always against the Chiefs. It's just Derwin James, dude. He's never played bad against the Chiefs. That's his best games are against the Chiefs. He shows you every time we play the Chiefs why those are his best games. And I just think Derwin James and Travis Kelce is such an appreciated rivalry. Like, I love watching them two go at it on the football field, one-on-ones and stuff. It's just incredible to see how Derwin plays every week. He's just such a stud. Best safety in the league, in my opinion. NFL doesn't think so for some reason. They have him, top 5. He's so slept on all of a sudden. People were talking about him as the best safety, and now he's all of a sudden slept on because of Minka and, Marlon. Marlon Humphrey's a great safety. Don't get me wrong. But Kyle Hamilton, Marlon Humphrey aren't Derwin James. Derwin James can play every single position on the football field. This guy is an incredible football player, through and through. Dante Jackson, another really good slept-on corner on our team. I think he's been arguably the best corner on this team this year. He has been locked down. I think he already has 4 or 5 picks on the season. He's a ball hawk and he's locked down. What else can you say? Deshaun Hand, really good performance. He stepped up in the absence of Poona Ford. He was a really good replacement for Poona Ford. Obviously, I still wish we had Poona Ford. I wish we re-signed Poona Ford. But Deshaun Hand, really good on you. Khalil Mack, great game. Odafe Owe. Wow. You are a stud, Odafe. Like, when we signed him from the Ravens, everyone was like, oh, he's not good. He tried to make us believe that he wasn't good. I think, what's the stat? He has 7 sacks in the last 9 games, 7 or 8 sacks in the last 9 games. He's not good? What are you talking about? Like, this guy is a stud. I don't know, just watching him week in, week out, it's like, wow, this was an amazing trade we did. We lost to Lohi Gilman. He was one of my favorite players, but I think it was completely worth it, although he started to take a little bit of a downhill in his career. So I think it was good to get him out now, and we get a young, fresh player in Odafe Oweh. RJ Mickens, rookie safety, continuing to impress in Tony Jefferson's ejection absence. Cameron Dicker, best kicker in the league. He's automatic. Every time I watch the game, I don't ever think he's going to miss. And that just goes to show how just incredible this guy is. Cameron Dicker, best football player on our team. He's the MVP, really. Let's talk about that. Now let's go to the Chiefs box score. Patrick Mahomes, I want to say this right now. When I saw him get injured, I was very sad. I did not want to win with an injured Patrick Mahomes. I did not want that to be the reason why we won. We won, and I'm happy about it. I do feel bad for Patrick, and I do feel bad for Chiefs fans because they were already missing the playoffs either way. And now Patrick Mahomes is injured towards ACL. Might miss some of the next season. It sucks, and injuries suck in football, and they happen, but you never like to see a franchise quarterback go down with an injury. You never like to. It doesn't matter. Their running game, they couldn't really get anything going except for Patrick. He got that touchdown on that first drive, and I was like, ugh, we need to get a spy on this guy immediately. And then Dayon stepped up and was a spy, so that was good. Tyquan Thornton being their leading receiver is pretty funny. Juju Smith-Schuster also being their leading receiver. Two unks. Rashee Rice got absolutely annihilated by Tony Jefferson. And, yeah, just nowhere to be found. Xavier Worthy not having any catches. Travis Kelce also just having such a down year is just pretty insane. I think Travis Kelce will probably end up retiring, or he won't. I don't know. Would you want to end your retirement with a bad year like the year he's having? I don't think so, so I think he'll come back next year. Chiefs defense, they played really solid. Nick Bolton went down early with an injury and then came back into the game. He's a stud. No lie there. He's a stud. Who else to talk about? Trent McDuffie, their star corner. He's a dog. Drew Tranquill, former Charger. He was one of my favorite Chargers. I'm really sad when we let him go. He's a great linebacker. Sucks he went to the Chiefs too, but is what it is. I'll say this right now. Matt Araiza. I know he isn't listed on here. Matt Araiza, their punter. He is a dog. I was watching some of those punts, and I'm like, how is this guy doing that? Like, he is a superhero. I can't lie. I'll give Matt Araiza credit where credit's due. Matt Araiza is a dog. Harrison Butker, 3 for 3 with a long of 59. Harrison Butker, apart from the women misogynistic jokes, not going to take it away from him. He's a really good kicker. Their kick returning was all right. Punt returning, everything else. I think that Chargers versus Chiefs game was a very clear sign to not only the Broncos, who are sitting atop the AFC West, and we're coming for you right now, but the rest of the NFL, that the Chargers can win games with the defense, and we just did on Sunday. And I think it just goes to show how strong of a team this team's leadership and mentality is. Seeing Derwin and Dayon walk off an ejected player and Tony Jefferson was just shows you how bonded these players are. And this defense reminds me of the Jack Boys from 2018. They're strong-willed, they hit hard, and they will not let you score easily. That's what I love about this team. Thank you all very much for watching the very first episode of Carter Speaks Chargers. That was the breakdown of Chiefs versus Chargers Week 15. Great win over the Chiefs, and we swept them. Bolt up.